Welcome to Founders Feature, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Zach Young, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we're joined by Derek Buntin, CEO and founder of Adonis Media, a B2B growth agency accelerating revenue for tech and service brands through integrated marketing, sales, and RevOps strategies. With 22 plus years building brands from his car detailing startup to global digital transformation projects, including work for NHS and the UK Government, Derek specializes in website innovation, demand generation, AI-driven automation, and custom tech stacks that cut acquisition costs and scale pipelines. Derek, a very, very warm welcome to Founders Future.
Thanks, Zachary. It's great to be here.
Absolutely. Going to be a great episode, a lot to dive into. Before we do, I do like to start with your background, though. So before Adonis Media, can you walk us through what were you doing previously and what was really your inspiration to get into this space?
Yeah, so before Adonis Media, so when I left school, when I was 16, I went straight into the British Army. I was there for 4 years, knew when I was going through that period of my life that it was not for me long term. I felt I just had something larger, I suppose, to push on with. I came out, went back to uni, got a degree. With one of my friends was working for a car detailing company in Edinburgh. So we got talking together, and 6 months later, we had devised a business plan and started a car detailing business together. Within 3 months, we had 12 staff, 12 team members. It was a very, very busy operation. It was good, and what an experience it was. But I knew there was just something just missing. And at that point, a lot of businesses were starting to use websites for their business and communication and things like that. So I used to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, get the van ready, go out, get the team ready, get back in sometimes 10, 11 o'clock at night, have a shower, sit down in front of a computer, and sometimes work right through the night till 5 o'clock in the morning again, eyes hanging out my head, just to try and learn HTML and PHP. So that probably continued for about 2 to 3 months. Lost a lot of weight. But what I did during that time is I built an e-commerce site, started helping people online, and I got to the point where I was actually making more money in the space of a couple of hours than what I was a whole week valeting and detailing cars. So I sold the detailing side of things and pushed on with a business called Perfect Designing, which was all about web design. And that's where everything started to fall into place, started making a shed load of money. We were delivering websites. Back then, there was no kind of SEO and things. It was just like banner ads and AOL and that kind of stuff. But we started to evolve from there. And then we started looking at providing marketing services. And as the evolution of SEO came in to our clients, because what was happening is they were getting a website and the website wasn't actually generating anything for them because nobody knew it even existed, which is what a lot of businesses still to this day suffer from. And in 2010, we rebranded to Adonis Media. And the rest is history, shall we say.
I love it. You certainly put the work in your early 20s.
Yeah, I'm still putting the work in now as well, Zachary, believe me.
I love it. I love it. I'd love to dive into Adonis Media today.
Yeah.
Right. If you could walk us through the work you're doing today, who are you doing it with? Kind of just walk us through that process, A to Z.
Yeah, sure. So we're a B2B growth agency now. What we found was, like back in the day when we had Perfect Design, and as a lot of businesses were working with disconnected tools, they didn't really have a strategy. They were focused more on leads. They didn't really understand anything about brand marketing. What we've done is we've created products, and which we'll be launching shortly, and services to solve that problem. So what we've been doing, we've been partnering with businesses for quite some time now. We consider ourselves more a kind of hybrid growth technology partner that provides, strategy, execution, and a unified system, not just about marketing and software, but about the whole transformation of business.
I love it. You said there's some products coming out shortly. Can you talk about those a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So as again, we started as just a typical agency, offering websites and strategy and disconnected things. We'll do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But what our clients need, especially in the B2B space, is two things really. The first one is they want clarity, not just more marketing noise, if you like, and they need systems, not just campaigns, shall we say. So our offers are evolving now. We've got a done for you growth service, which is called Metamorph IQ, fully trademarked, of course. And to support that done for you service, we also have Metamorph OS, which is our SaaS ecosystem powering content, CRM, SEO, automation, reporting, and a whole host of other functionalities within there, which, although is probably going to compete a little bit with what you could probably say HubSpot, I suppose. There are still some things in there which I think is just will help our clients drive growth a bit further. We're also hoping to implement a growth community, so we'll be launching that in the new year, which is to help B2B founders implement the same frameworks and software that we use.
Love it. Absolutely love it. It sounds like you guys are just about everything in one. Doesn't really sound like they could possibly need anything else. Am I right there?
That's where we're trying to go. And the reason that we're trying to do that, Zachary, is because, we've also had these same problems. And I've been looking at these problems myself and thinking, how can we solve this? We've got all these disconnected tools, don't talk to each other. We've got people that want to provide SEO, agencies that want to do this little bit and that little bit, and nothing seems really connected together. And I think that's a big problem, and especially in the B2B space. And I feel that if you can provide that holistic approach where everything is being covered from strategy to execution to monitoring and analysing and just continually getting that 1% better every day, then it's got to be a better way.
Absolutely. So focusing on B2B, you mentioned SaaS companies, founders. Are there any specific niches you find yourself working with a lot in the B2B space, or is this just very applicable to just about every business in the B2B space?
Well, I mean, it is applicable to every B2B space, and a lot of the stuff that we do could probably work with B2C and things like that as well. Because marketing, I mean, I thought, irrespective of your industry, I think everyone needs that kind of holistic approach. But we tend to focus more on B2B just because it's the sales velocity is usually longer. There's usually higher ticket systems. We have worked with the high ticket B2C, such as solar clients and pool installation clients that do work for commercial companies and things like that as well, and it works well for them as well. So yeah, but we tend to try and stick with what we know, and that's kind of tech and services, because that's pretty much what we're offering as well.
That makes sense. Look into the back end of the business for a second. How are these B2B companies currently finding you guys to work with you?
So we do a lot of our own inbound, mainly inbound. We do a little bit outbound as well. I'm not 100% sold on the outbound method, only because we get pitched every single day as well, but I know it bloody works, right? So it's probably something that we maybe need to lean into more as we move into 2026, especially with our new product launches and things. But most of our stuff is outbound, like podcasts like yourself. We do a lot of content. We meet with clients. We're doing the usual kind of meetups with networks and things like that as well. So we don't generally have an issue with driving leads. I think our main issue is just trying to find the talent to make sure we're delivering a brilliant service.
Got it. Okay. So you mentioned the team a little bit. I'm sure you got a team working with you. Can you walk us through your team and kind of how you went about building that team?
Yeah, so when going back to the car detailing business where we actually employed the team there, 99.999% of my time was spent on people issues. So I personally don't want to deal with people issues. So I prefer to work with people and bring people in, whether that's partners or freelancers and things like that as well. Just because when we bring people in, I want people to be able to work on their own initiative, know what needs to happen, and just go away and do it. So we have a lean team, and a lot, because obviously we have our own software and things, a lot of our, with the advent of AI and agentic coding, a lot of our stuff is now done automatically. But we do still have a team, a global team of VAs and partners and things that we use, especially if we're needing something specialised. I tend to bring people in. But no, well, I mean, we've got a fantastic team now, but it's not easy. You know, I mean, with the business, our business is a global business. We have an office still in Scotland as well, which you might recognise. That's where my accent comes from, even though I'm based here in Australia. So we've got clients and a team spread out over the globe, and we work well together.
Love it. So your team all over the globe, I have to assume, are you guys working with companies all around the globe as well?
Yes, we are. Yeah.
Love it. Global everywhere. Very, very good. Very good. So I'm curious, are you guys, you said leads are good. What about social media? Are you guys active on social media, or is it more so kind of that word of mouth networking you were mentioning?
No, I mean, my own preference is to create content, because once you create one bit of content, it just runs constantly 24/7. So up until probably last September, we've been telling our clients for the past 20 odd years, you need to be doing content, you need to be doing this, let's start a podcast. But we were that focused on our clients, making sure that we were generating the results that they needed, which we did. We weren't actually doing it ourselves, Zachary, which is quite strange. But you tend to find that, right? A painter's house is only half painted because he's too busy doing the work outside. So up until last October, so we've invested a lot over the past 12 months, past 13, 14 months now, into content, which is yielding fantastic results. So we want to start pushing video a lot more in 2026. And yeah, so content is probably our main thing. When you're spreading yourself thin, when you're going to networking events, which are still important things, but there's only so much time everyone has. So I mean, I would recommend any business, B2B, B2C, it doesn't matter. Try and focus on creating content which solves your prospects' problems, and share that content online and build that online community.
Good things will happen. That's for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
I love to ask about the work you've done with the NHS and the UK government. Can you talk about
Yes.
that at all?
Yeah, sure. So we worked with other larger agencies in Edinburgh, back then we were helping develop Joomla-based websites, other open source applications and things like that as well. I can remember one of the websites was called Play Talk Read, and it was for the Scottish Government and obviously in the UK. And that was fantastic. It was great working with them. And I mean, obviously government funding is never really a problem. Getting paid is never an issue. So it's always good work. I mean, that was a kind of different time as we were kind of evolving before we focused more into B2B. But it's good to work with government agencies as well.
Yeah. How did that come to be? How did you get that connection?
Yeah, so I think this goes back to the whole thing where I was saying, you need to start sharing your content and helping people. So we were contacted because I was a kind of well-known Joomla-based developer. I used to go and speak at the Joomla conference and things like that as well. So, and what happens is people get to know who you are, and this is the beauty about social media nowadays, that it's even easier. It's just there's a lot more noise. So you just need to put yourself out there, Zachary, and let people see who you are, what you do, and how you can help. And the leads and things will come in. This is why I try and focus as much as I can on inbound rather than kind of outbound. It's just a much easier sale.
You wake up one day, you got an inbound lead from the government. Not a lot of
Absolutely,
people
mate.
can say
Absolutely.
that. Very cool. Very, very
Yeah, the
cool.
NHS was the same. That NHS was down in England. So we travelled down there. Again, they had a Joomla-based website they had as well. But you tend to find that once your name starts getting around in that, and whatever niche that you're in, things just grow and grow and grow, provided you keep yourself in the limelight.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Derek, you've been in the space a long time. You've been doing well. And we talked about the future a little bit, right? You got a lot of new products coming out in 2026. I'm curious,
Yeah.
do you have any specific goals you've set for yourself in the business you're looking to achieve, let's say next year in 2026?
Yeah, well, we want to try and because we'll be launching our three main kind of products and services, our goal really is to really push them big time in 2026. Metamorph IQ, which will be our flagship growth service, which will be split into modular offerings. We've got a Metamorph OS, which will be our SaaS ecosystem. So our plan for that is, and this includes the community as well, is once people come on the community, and I've not seen this anywhere else, so if you've seen this, feel free to let me know. But because and I'm a software engineer, by the way, as well. So one of the issues we've always had with open source software is, everybody seems to be a developer nowadays, and it's even worse probably with the vibe coding and the advent of AI. But the problem with using, overseas developers is not every developer is a good developer. So I've always had this thing in my head that, it would be good to have a community so that what happens is if you've got a platform now, this was the vision like 15 years ago before we had we're developing our own platform, that if we had our own platform, we could actually write the code. So if our community come on board, someone comes in to use our software, which has, the front end website and the back end CRM and that kind of stuff included, and they're getting good results from that. If they are in a specific industry that needs an extra bit of software which can help their business grow further, and we've got other people within that industry, part of the community, what they could do is, if someone's looking for a bit of software, they reach out to us, and what we'll do is we'll build the software as part of that community without any additional fees, because they're already paying their monthly fees anyway. And then what happens is that software then gets released for community use, which means other companies can come on board and use that kind of software. So from a community point of view, apart from helping people with strategy and the tooling aspect, and we will have courses and things like that as well, not just how to put this all together if they want to do this stuff themselves, but actually provide them with the opportunity to, get involved in the development of our software and our platform, no additional cost to them, to help them grow further. So I think really that's our main focus for 2020 and 2026 will be to really push that ecosystem.
Big year ahead.
That's for sure. Absolutely. It's been 24 years in the making, mate.
Huge year. Love it. And the listeners find you, where can they connect with you online?
Yeah, listen, we're kind of everywhere. I mean, I'm quite active on LinkedIn. We're on Facebook, TikTok, Threads. We're pretty much everywhere. So if you're not on any of those channels, you'll probably see us if you're searching for us. But you can certainly connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm on there daily.
Perfect. Derek Buntin on LinkedIn. Other social medias, is it Adonis Media or is it under your name?
Yeah, so most of the stuff is under Adonis Media, just all okay. Adonis Media, one word. If you search for that, you should find us there on YouTube and that kind of stuff as well. And feel free to connect with me wherever you want. It's generally Derek Buntin, all one word, except on X, where it's Derek_Buntin, because someone else put that other name.
Damn that guy. Love it. Derek, pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, fantastic, Zachary. Thank you, mate.
Absolutely. And that will wrap up another inspiring episode of The Founder's Future. To our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to go and connect with Derek and the business on all of their social media and websites. All of those links will be down in the show notes and description down below. And if you are a business owner, specifically a coach, consultant, or agency owner, and you're looking to scale your business, and you really want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to hop on a call with our team and discover how we went from 0 to 30 million per year in less than 3 years. Until then, keep on climbing.